second harvest video. So we're gonna hook up the head and then make a place to put the truck. So I'll set up the camera here so you can watch. Places had beans in them. That's what I'm going by, you know. I think last year they looked about like this, but they didn't look, this wasn't consistent through the field. So I'm hoping that it being consistent will still keep them up in the 40s, high 40s maybe. I don't know. gonna run down to a scale that's close by and weigh whatever's on this truck so I can get some kind of accurate reading of what's actually out of that field we were just in. I had to run home anyway because somebody texted me that a calf was out, so we ran down there and I yelled at it out of the window and it jumped in. My cousin got a kick out of that it would obey what I told it. But if you yell at them enough, they start to understand. So here we go. So here we are over at Dad's, and so it's about 2 miles away, and conditions very different over here. They're not nearly as tall. They still look pretty decent. These are, I don't know if you can see on me where the other ones were up here. So we're down, you know, 8 inches shorter or so. I'm still happy with the way that these look. I mean, hopefully that they don't disappoint me. The top pods on some of them don't really have a whole lot going for them. But I had some places where, if you saw that in the tractor drive video, there were some places where the leaves were yellow in just random patches, and I think that that is what has happened here. The you know, pods quit or whatever for whatever reason. I'm not sure if it's a combination of nutrient deficiency, maybe brought on by the late spraying I had done, because it appeared after that. But either way, these still look pretty decent. I mean, here they're back up to, you know, not quite as tall as the others, but I don't know, 4 inches less than maybe they were over at home. They're just not very even. That's what happened after that spraying. They just started growing at all different rates. I don't know why. But anyway, the people I had come out and look at it, the soil people or seed people, I don't know what you want to call them, they were convinced that the ground underneath was uneven, and that's why it looked like that, and it's not. The ground underneath is level. The different size of the beans is what happened after that spraying. Whatever happened to them made them grow at different rates. So the ground is not that uneven. I mean, yeah, it's got rolling hills in it, but it was smoothed out. You can see that the sprayer cut some pretty dramatic ruts in here when it went through. So it was still wet enough to do that, but the ground is pretty level. I can't say that that was anything to do with it. They were thinking that the uneven ground was making places hold moisture and then stuff didn't grow right, but that's not the case. I mean, whatever their problem was, I think it was a combination of the hot weather and then the spraying, and maybe they just got stunned at the wrong time. I don't know. But I'm hoping to still have these turn out to be in like the upper 40s, I'm hoping. But time will tell. You know, just looking around here, and just like at home, for beans that are in the 11%, 10.5% range, it's really not losing too many on the ground. So I can't complain about that. There I see a bean over here, you know, but that's probably from where we drove in and backed out to make an open spot. But on the places where we just went straight along, there's not too awful much. There's one there, but you know, I don't remember the calculation. If you count so many beans in a square whatever, then it's a, I don't know, a bushel, I don't know. But just walking along here, you see one every so often, but not as bad as I would expect when you're that dry, straight out of the field, what I'm saying. He's definitely kicking up the dust. I know people probably knock on me for not combining myself, but I learned several years ago, after just working my tail off all by myself, and it was a wet year, and there was probably about 3 years in a row that were like that, and it was this very field, and I was combining corn, and I'd already tore up the white 7300 and had the transmission tore apart on it, and then I had that 545 Oliver over here to combine corn, and I just tore everything up. I tore the snout off of the head. It caught a vine or something and rolled under, and then that tore a gathering chain, and then I ended up finishing shelling with 3 rows, and then I hit a rut or something that I'd made and broke the cable that supported the auger, so that bent a little bit, the bracket and stuff, and I was just over it. And no more than people have been charging me to do this, it seems like it's the way to go for me, because then I have some help, and they're running their own machine, so I don't have to worry about hired help tearing up my equipment or whatever. They can run their equipment. I can just be the truck driver, and you know, it works out, I think, great for me, because I'm one guy. I can't hardly do it by myself. You know, I suppose that if I had all brand new stuff, I could probably do it by myself, but anyway, this just seemed like a way that I can help them make a little extra money, and I can take some of the load off myself so that I don't have to worry about it. Also, I have not had to repair a combine for 3 or 4 years, which is lovely, because I hate to work on a combine. You're eating dust all the time, and you know, if you own a combine, the general rule of thumb always for me was you better plan on spending $1,000 every year on it, no matter what. And now it would be even more than that with the way stuff costs. But you know, so running 2 combines, I was spending a couple $1,000s a year, you know, just on fixing combines and stuff they needed. So this is a pretty good setup, I think, as long as I can keep it going. I would like to get my 2 old combines going again, just so I could take them out and play with them a few rounds, but that's in time. One of these days I'll get that done.